It was supposed to be just another wild night out for young Philly, the kind of night fans had come to expect from the internet's loudest, funniest, and most unpredictable star. But by sunrise, everything had changed. The headlines were everywhere. Young Philly arrested in London, fans in shock. Cameras flashed, fans screamed, and within hours, social media went into absolute meltdown. What had started as a night of laughter turned into one of the most talked about scandals in UK entertainment history. Rumors spread faster than wildfire. Some said it was a fight gone wrong. Others claimed there was a secret betrayal that pushed Philly over the edge. Close friends were refusing to comment. His team went silent, and the streets were buzzing with whispers. Was this just another publicity stunt? Or had young Philly finally reached his breaking point? Fans were divided, emotions ran high, and even his closest allies were questioning everything. What really happened that night? What was young Philly hiding, and who was ready to expose him? Tonight, we're diving deep into the chaos that unfolded after young Philly's arrest. The betrayals, the breakdowns, and the shocking truth that left everyone speechless. It all began with flashing lights and shouting voices on a chilly Friday night in central London. Young Philly, real name Andres Philippe Barrientos, had been celebrating what was supposed to be a career milestone, a new sponsorship deal, a sold-out live event, and millions of views on his latest video. But as the night dragged on, something shifted. Witnesses claimed that Philly, usually the life of the party, looked tense. One person described him as off, like he had something heavy on his mind. Nobody expected that just hours later. He'd be in the back of a police car, hands cuffed, head down. While fans filmed in disbelief, the chaos started at a luxury bar in Soho. Music blared, people danced, and the crowd gathered around Philly and his crew. Everything seemed normal. Laughter, jokes, the usual energy. But then, according to multiple sources, an argument erupted between Philly and someone he once called his brother, fellow content creator and close friend, Chunkz. The two had been inseparable for years, but lately, things hadn't been the same. "You think I don't see what you're doing, bro?" Philly was allegedly heard saying, his tone sharp but controlled. Chunkz reportedly tried to calm him down, whispering something about not making a scene, but the words only fueled the fire. The people nearby went silent as the argument grew louder. Someone caught it on their phone, a short clip that would later go viral with millions of views. "I built this with you, and now you're just gonna act like I don't exist," Philly shouted. Chunkz, looking stunned, raised his hands defensively. "Bro, you're drunk. Chill. We can talk about this tomorrow." But tomorrow never came, at least not the way they expected. Within minutes, security stepped in, trying to separate the two. Philly, visibly angry, pushed past them, shouting about betrayal and lies. Onlookers said they saw tears in his eyes as he stormed out into the street. That's when things spiraled out of control. Outside, paparazzi had already gathered, tipped off by someone inside the bar. The flashes of cameras, the shouts from fans, and the noise of the city only made things worse. Philly tried to get into his car, but an unknown man stepped in front of him. Witnesses said the man started yelling something about owing money and talking big online. The tension exploded. 1 second, they were arguing. The next, there was a scuffle. Drinks spilled, someone screamed, and within seconds, police sirens filled the air. The footage showed Philly being restrained as officers arrived. His face looked pale, his voice cracking as he said, "It's not what it looks like." But it was too late. The crowd had already decided what it was. News outlets picked up the story before dawn. Headlines were ruthless. Young Philly arrested after violent altercation. Fans were devastated, flooding social media with disbelief and confusion. Some defended him, saying he was being set up, while others accused him of letting fame go to his head. Hashtags like #FreePhilly and #PhillyCanceled trended simultaneously, dividing his fan base. Meanwhile, inside the station, sources claimed Philly was quiet, almost numb. The officers described him as cooperative but shaken. He reportedly kept muttering about being betrayed by people he trusted. Those close to him knew that wasn't just about the fight. It ran deeper. There had been whispers for weeks that something behind the scenes was tearing his circle apart. By the next morning, Chunkz posted a cryptic tweet. "Loyalty means everything. Remember that?" No mention of Philly, but everyone knew what it was about. Fans went wild, dissecting every word, every emoji, searching for meaning. The internet was on fire, but the story took another turn when Philly's ex-girlfriend, Maya, suddenly entered the conversation. She posted an Instagram story that sent shockwaves through the fandom. A screenshot of a text message from Philly, time-stamped just an hour before his arrest. The message read, "You don't know what's really going on. They're all fake." She added a caption, "I warned you all about him." Within minutes, her post went viral. Comments flooded in, some attacking her for exploiting the situation, others praising her for exposing the truth. Friends of Philly tried to do damage control, but the internet was unstoppable. Fans dug up old interviews, piecing together every awkward moment, every side-eye exchange between Philly and Chunkz. Theories ranged from financial disputes to secret love triangles. One particularly shocking rumor suggested that Philly had discovered someone close to him had leaked private business deals to rival influencers. Apparently, he'd been trying to keep it quiet. But that night, after a few too many drinks, the anger finally boiled over. A member of his management team, speaking anonymously, told reporters he felt like everyone around him was using him. He's been under insane pressure, and when he found out who was behind it, he snapped. While fans debated online, the people closest to Philly were in damage control mode. His best friend EBK tried to calm things down on Instagram Live, saying, "You lot need to chill. You don't know the full story. Trust me, he's not the villain here." But as he spoke, the comments filled with people asking, "Then who is?" The question hung heavy over everything that weekend. A shaky video began circulating online, supposedly filmed inside the holding cell. In it, a man resembling Philly sat on a bench, his head in his hands. Another voice, muffled and distant, asked, "Bro, what happened?" And he responded, "I thought he had my back." The clip was only 6 seconds long, but it broke the internet. Millions viewed it, debating whether it was real or staged. As Monday arrived, Philly was released on bail. Cameras were waiting outside, but he kept his head down, saying nothing. Yet, the silence only added to the mystery. Fans were desperate for answers. But every new detail seemed to raise more questions later that day. A statement appeared on his Instagram story. "I'll speak when the time's right. Not everyone you call a friend is really your friend." That single sentence sent shockwaves through his community. People began unfollowing Chunkz in droves, accusing him of betrayal. Meanwhile, others defended Chunkz, claiming he was being unfairly targeted. The once inseparable duo had become symbols of broken brotherhood. Behind the scenes, things were even more complicated. Producers from a major TV project, both of them were set to star in, started having emergency meetings. Brands paused campaigns, waiting to see how things unfolded. For someone who built his career on laughter and lighthearted fun, this was a nightmare. And yet, those closest to Philly said this wasn't just about fame or money, it was personal. A family friend revealed he's been struggling for months. Fame changed the people around him, and he didn't know who to trust anymore. This arrest might have been the breaking point. But the real story started long before that night. As the week went on, paparazzi followed him everywhere. Restaurants, his apartment, even his mother's house. Every move he made was captured, every silence interpreted as guilt or pride. Meanwhile, fans kept asking the same question. If this wasn't about the fight, then what was it really about? And then, just when things started to calm down, something unexpected happened. An anonymous account appeared online, claiming to have proof that would change everything about what happened that night. Screenshots, voice notes, and messages began leaking, painting a much darker picture than anyone imagined. But that's where the story really starts to twist, and where everything Philly thought he knew about his friends, his career, and his own life began to unravel. The anonymous account dropped the first bombshell late Tuesday night. a simple post appeared on Twitter. No profile picture, no bio, just the username Truth About Philly. The post read, "You all think you know what happened. Wait until you hear the voice note." Within minutes, it went viral. People speculated wildly. Was it a troll, a fan, or someone from Philly's inner circle? But then came the audio clip. A distorted voice could be heard, though it was unmistakably Philly's. "You don't understand," he said, sounding exhausted and angry. "They used me, bro. They took my money, my ideas, everything. I'm done being nice." Then, a pause, followed by another voice, calmer, colder. Fans were convinced it was Chunkz. "If you'd just listened, none of this would have happened." The second voice said before the clip abruptly ended. The internet exploded. Hashtags like #PhillyVSChunkz and #TruthAboutPhilly trended globally. People started choosing sides. Some called Chunkz manipulative, others accused Philly of playing the victim. The fan base that once celebrated their brotherhood was now deeply divided. But behind the noise, something even more unsettling was happening. The people closest to Philly started turning on each other, Maya. The ex-girlfriend who had posted the cryptic message earlier went live on Instagram the next morning. She looked tired, her voice shaking as she spoke. "Everyone's painting him as some sort of hero," she said, "but nobody knows what I saw. He was spiraling way before all this. There were fights, secrets, people pretending to have his back but really just taking advantage. I tried to help, but he pushed me away." The comments section was chaos. Thousands of viewers poured in, some calling her brave, others accusing her of chasing attention. Then, in the middle of her live, someone commented, "Chunkz is watching this." The chat exploded. Maya froze for a moment, then ended the stream abruptly. That silence spoke louder than any words could. Within an hour, screenshots began circulating of Chunkz allegedly messaging fans privately, saying, "You don't know what's really going on. Stop spreading lies." Still, the damage was done. The internet had already built its own narrative, and there was no stopping it. Meanwhile, inside Philly's world, things were falling apart. His management team was overwhelmed, juggling media requests, brand inquiries, and growing panic. Some sponsors quietly pulled out, others demanded statements. Behind closed doors, there were arguments, loud, emotional ones. "We can't just stay quiet, Philly," his manager shouted during one meeting, according to someone who was there. "The longer you wait, the worse this gets." Philly, sitting in a corner with his hoodie up, reportedly just shook his head. "If I talk now, they'll twist it. They always do." Another team member tried to reason with him. "Bro, you've got fans crying online. At least tell them you're okay." But Philly didn't budge. He seemed lost, like the walls were closing in. That night, he posted a single photo on Instagram, a black screen with the caption, "Betrayal hits harder when it's family." It got over 1 million likes in less than 2 hours. And then came the next twist. The anonymous account posted again, this time sharing screenshots of messages allegedly between Chunkz and someone saved as brand rep. In them, Chunkz appeared to be discussing a solo project, one that was meant to launch without Philly. The messages read, "We'll announce it after the fallout. Timing will be perfect." That was all it took. Fans went into overdrive. Accusations flew, and Chunk's social media was bombarded with angry comments. "How could you do this to him? You were brothers. Philly made you..." The pressure became unbearable. Chunkz finally broke his silence with a post of his own. "Don't believe everything you see. Some people love playing the victim." That line, playing the victim, changed everything. It suggested that Philly wasn't as innocent as everyone thought. News outlets picked up the tension immediately. Talk shows, podcasts, and YouTube channels began dissecting every frame of footage. Every post, every word dot in one viral podcast clip. A former collaborator of both men said, "This has been brewing for years." There were money issues, creative control arguments, and egos. They just hid it behind jokes. While the world debated, Philly withdrew completely. Close friends said he stopped answering calls, barely left his apartment, and avoided anyone from the industry. Even his mother, who had always been his biggest supporter, was said to be heartbroken. One relative shared she just wants her son back. She's scared of what all this pressure might do to him. Then, a week after his release, something completely unexpected happened. The anonymous account was deactivated. No warning, no explanation. One minute it was posting leaks, the next it was gone. Some said Chunkz' team had it taken down. Others believed it was Philly himself who ordered it. But the truth was, nobody knew. With the account gone, the internet filled the void with speculation. And in that vacuum, an even darker rumor began circulating that the entire fight, arrest and betrayal, were part of a much bigger plan. Some claimed that Philly had been trying to expose a network of shady contracts within the entertainment world, that his arrest was orchestrated to silence him. A popular TikTok video claimed to have proof that a major agency was behind it all. It showed blurry screenshots of supposed legal documents and emails, between executives discussing image control and containment strategy. While most dismissed it as conspiracy nonsense, others started to wonder, was this bigger than just two friends falling out? And then came the footage that changed everything. Late one night, a new video surfaced, CCTV footage from outside the bar where the fight happened. For days, police had refused to release it, but someone leaked it anonymously. The video showed a group of men arguing Philly, Chunkz, and two others. But what caught everyone's attention wasn't the fight. It was what happened before. A man approached Philly, whispered something in his ear, and handed him a small envelope. Moments later, Philly's expression changed completely. His smile vanished, and the argument began. Fans slowed down the footage, speculating endlessly about what was in that envelope. One theory claimed it contained evidence of betrayal, a contract, a photo, or maybe a message exposing the truth. Another claimed it was a setup planted to trigger the entire altercation the next day. Philly's lawyer released a statement denying any wrongdoing, insisting his client had been provoked and manipulated. The words manipulated and set up became the new buzz online. Influencers made entire videos analyzing them, claiming they hinted at something much deeper. Meanwhile, Chunkz was seen for the first time since the fallout, leaving a recording studio looking tense. Paparazzi swarmed him, shouting questions like, "Did you betray Philly?" and "What was in the envelope?" But he kept walking, muttering only one thing under his breath: "You'll all see soon enough." Those 5 words, "You'll all see soon enough," reignited the fire. Fans were convinced he was planning to tell his side of the story. Theories began swirling that a full-blown confrontation was inevitable. But while the internet waited for that face-off, something else was brewing behind closed doors. A move from Philly that nobody saw coming. After weeks of silence, he was about to flip the entire narrative upside down. One of his old collaborators, speaking anonymously, said, "He's been quiet." But don't mistake that for weakness. He's planning something. He wants to clear his name, and he's not holding back anymore. And that's exactly what happened, because just days later, Philly broke his silence in a way that left everyone stunned, including those who once stood by his side. It was a quiet Thursday evening when young Philly finally returned to social media. No press conference, no statement through lawyers, just a single video uploaded to his YouTube channel titled "My Truth." Within minutes, it shot to the top of the trending page. Fans who had waited weeks for answers flooded the comments before even clicking play. And when they did, what they heard left them speechless. The video opened with dim lighting and a visibly exhausted Philly sitting alone in his apartment. His usual energy was gone. He looked straight into the camera and took a deep breath before saying, "I've stayed silent because I needed to figure out who's really for me and who's just here for the show. I've been betrayed, lied to, and used. But I'm done hiding." He paused, clearly emotional, his voice cracking slightly. "That night wasn't random. It was planned. I found out that someone I called my brother was cutting deals behind my back, deals that used my name, my brand, everything I built." Fans immediately knew he was talking about Chunkz. even though he never said the name outright. Philly continued, "I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes, said things I regret. But what hurts the most is knowing the person you trust the most can turn you into their competition." The comments section erupted. People spammed crying emojis, others wrote long paragraphs about loyalty and friendship. Within an hour, the video had over 3 million views. But Philly wasn't done. Midway through the video, he played an audio recording. The voice was calm, businesslike, and unmistakably Chunkz. In the clip, Chunkz was heard saying, "We can't move forward if Philly's in the picture." The brand wants someone more focused, less unpredictable. Then another voice, presumably a manager, replied, "So we phase him out quietly." The recording was grainy, but the meaning was clear. It confirmed every suspicion fans had been whispering for weeks. Philly looked straight into the camera again and said, "I didn't want to believe it. I thought maybe it was fake." But that envelope? It had this recording inside. That's what I was handed that night. That's why everything went down. It was the reveal nobody saw coming. The mysterious envelope from the leaked CCTV footage suddenly made sense. Fans flooded Twitter with theories, screenshots, and breakdowns of the audio. Within hours, #Philly was right was trending worldwide. Chunkz, on the other hand, went completely silent. Number posts, no tweets, nothing. The only thing that surfaced was a short message on his private Instagram story that read, "You think you know the truth. You don't." But by then, the tide had turned against him. Meanwhile, the fallout from Philly's video rippled across the industry. Brands that had quietly distanced themselves began reaching out again. Fellow creators started posting support messages, calling him brave and real. But not everyone was convinced. Some people believed the recording was edited, that Philly had manipulated the audio to make himself look innocent. A well-known gossip blogger even claimed to have proof that the clip wasn't what it seemed. In a live stream that drew over 500,000 viewers, she said, "I've spoken to people on both sides. That recording, it's not complete. There's a whole part missing that changes the story completely." That statement reignited the chaos. Suddenly, everyone was doubting again. Had Philly really been betrayed? Or was he playing the biggest sympathy card of his career? The internet split right down the middle. While the drama raged online, things behind the scenes took an even darker turn. According to someone close to both camps, a private confrontation had already taken place days before the video dropped. Philly and Chunkz had met face-to-face at a studio in East London. The meeting was supposed to be about resolving things privately. But it reportedly ended with shouting, tears, and one of them storming out. One eyewitness described it like a movie scene. They were shouting so loud you could hear them from the hallway. Philly was saying, "After everything we built, this is how you treat me." And Chunkz just kept saying, "You don't understand." It wasn't supposed to go this way. Then there was silence and Chunkz walked out. After that meeting, they stopped all communication. The once unbreakable duo had officially turned into enemies. Meanwhile, fans began digging deeper into their past, resurfacing old videos and interviews to find signs of tension. Clips of awkward laughs and side glances were suddenly being analyzed like evidence in a crime scene. Every subtle gesture became part of the narrative. One TikTok video comparing their early friendship to recent collaborations racked up 10 million views, captioned, "The downfall was right in front of us." But the drama didn't stop there. Days after Philly's confession, Maya, his ex, reappeared online with a stunning revelation of her own. In a late-night live stream, she claimed she had been the one who gave Philly the mysterious envelope. Her exact words were, "He deserved to know the truth. I didn't do it to hurt him. I did it to free him." The internet went wild again. Was Maya the secret hero of the story, or was she playing her own game? When asked how she got the recording, she refused to answer, only saying some people were tired of being silent. Her claim added a whole new layer to the story. If she was telling the truth, that meant Philly hadn't just stumbled upon betrayal. Someone had handed it to him deliberately. People started questioning whether Maya had orchestrated the whole thing, maybe even knowing it would lead to chaos. A few days later, another twist emerged. Leaked emails surfaced showing that a major production company had been developing a reality series starring Philly and Chunkz, a behind-the-scenes look at their friendship and creative journey. The show was quietly canceled. Just a week before the fight. Insiders claimed the decision came from creative disagreements. But now fans believed it was deeper than that. One producer anonymously told a reporter they were clashing constantly. Creative control, money splits, even who got top billing. It wasn't about friendship anymore, it was business. The betrayal narrative took on a whole new meaning. Suddenly, it wasn't just about hurt feelings or personal betrayal, it was about control, power, and the pressure of fame. Fans began seeing both men as victims of an industry that pitted them against each other. But even as sympathy grew, things took another dark turn. 2 nights after posting his video, Philly went live again, only this time, he wasn't calm. He was angry. Visibly upset, pacing back and forth, he said, "You think I don't know what's going on? They're trying to shut me up. Messages deleted, accounts taken down. This isn't just drama, this is a cover-up." Fans panicked. "Who's trying to silence you?" They asked in the comments, but Philly didn't answer directly. He just said, "If anything happens to me, remember this live." The clip spread like wildfire. Some said he was paranoid, others believed he was genuinely being targeted. Conspiracy channels jumped on it immediately, spinning theories about industry politics, blacklisted artists, and secret contracts. The next morning, Philly's Instagram disappeared, completely deactivated. Fans thought it was proof of foul play, while others suspected he had taken it down himself to avoid more drama. Chunkz remained silent, his team refusing to comment. Meanwhile, Maya posted another cryptic message. Truth always costs something. No one knew who or what she was referring to. But the timing was suspicious as days passed. London tabloids started reporting sightings of Philly in unexpected places. A small cafe in Brixton, studio in Camden, even outside a church. People described him as quieter, more withdrawn, like someone trying to escape the noise. One witness said he looked peaceful but sad, like he finally understood what fame really costs. The calm, however, didn't last long, because right when everyone thought the story was dying down, a leaked text thread reignited everything. A conversation between Philly and Chunkz that had allegedly happened days before the arrest, and the messages. Chunkz wrote, "You're going to ruin everything. They're watching us. Stop before you make it worse." To which Philly replied, "Too late. I already know the truth." Those 2 lines reopened every wound, every theory, every debate. If they were both aware of something bigger watching them, what did that mean? Who was they? And what exactly were they hiding from the public? The internet couldn't stop talking about it. Documentaries were being planned, podcasts released multi-part episodes, and fans demanded answers. But the truth, the full truth, was still out there, waiting to explode in a way that no one, not even Philly himself, could have predicted. The night before everything reached its breaking point, London felt eerily quiet. Fans noticed that young Philly had been missing for almost a week. No posts, no sightings, nothing. His social media pages remained dark, and even the paparazzi who usually tracked his every move had no idea where he was. Rumors spread like wildfire. Some said he'd flown to Colombia to be with family. Others claimed he was hiding out in the countryside. But the truth, as it turned out, was stranger than anyone could have imagined. Just after midnight, a mysterious video appeared on YouTube titled "Final Confession, Young Philly Unedited Stream." It wasn't uploaded from his official channel, but the thumbnail showed him sitting in what looked like a dimly lit hotel room. People rushed to click it. Within minutes, over 200,000 viewers were watching live. Philly looked exhausted, his voice low and steady. "I know they're going to try to take this down," he began. "But before they do, you deserve to know everything." He leaned closer to the camera, his eyes red but determined. This all started way before the arrest, before the fight, before the lies. I found out something about people in the industry, things I wasn't supposed to see. Contracts that didn't make sense, names connected to deals I never signed. When I asked questions, they said I was being difficult. When I pushed harder, that's when everything changed." He paused for a moment, clearly trying to keep his composure. "You ever wonder why my Instagram disappeared? Why the leaks suddenly stopped? Because the people behind this are powerful. They don't want me talking. The chat section went insane. Viewers spammed comments like, 'What's he talking about?' And bro, this is deeper than we thought," Philly continued, his tone growing more intense. "They told me if I kept digging, I'd lose everything. And when I didn't back down, they used the one thing they knew would destroy me, my brotherhood with Chunkz." He then revealed something that left everyone stunned. "The night of my arrest, I was supposed to meet with someone who promised to show me proof contracts, messages, evidence of what they were doing behind the scenes. That envelope I got outside the club wasn't just the recording. It was a warning. It said, 'Stop asking questions, or next time, it won't just be your career.'" Fans could hardly believe what they were hearing. Some thought it was a stunt, others felt genuine fear. In the video, Philly's voice cracked as he said, "I thought Chunkz was part of it. I thought he betrayed me. But now I'm not even sure anymore. Maybe he was caught up in it too." The revelation that Philly no longer blamed Chunkz sent shockwaves through the fandom. After weeks of tension, could it be that both of them were victims of something much bigger? And then, mid-sentence, the video cut out. The stream abruptly ended with a glitching sound. Attempts to replay it failed, and minutes later, the channel itself vanished. People flooded Twitter asking if anyone had recorded it. A few clips resurfaced, but large portions of the footage were mysteriously missing within hours. Journalists started digging. A report emerged that the Hotel Philly was supposedly streaming from didn't have any record of him staying there. His phone went straight to voicemail. His friends claimed they hadn't heard from him in days. Panic spread fast. The hashtag whereas Philly trended worldwide. Fans organized online groups to search for clues. Analyzing every detail of his final video, the wallpaper, the curtains, the sounds in the background, one fan claimed they recognized the noise of a passing train, suggesting he might have been somewhere near King's Cross. Another insisted she saw a reflection of a window showing part of a neon sign, possibly from a hotel in Shoreditch. But before anyone could confirm anything, Chunkz reappeared online. He went live on Instagram for the first time in weeks. The feed was shaky and his tone was serious. No jokes, no smiles. "You all want to know what happened. You think you've heard the truth?" he said quietly. "There's more to this than me and Philly." He wasn't lying about everything, but he wasn't safe either. For a moment, he hesitated. Then he added, "I tried to protect him. I told him to stop. I begged him to let it go. But he couldn't. And now look." The live ended abruptly, leaving millions of fans terrified and confused. Was he suggesting Philly was in danger? The next morning, tabloids splashed with wild headlines. "Young Philly missing after mysterious confession. Chunkz breaks silence. Is the truth darker than we thought?" An entertainment industry cover-up. Fans demand answers. Every news outlet wanted a piece of the story by the afternoon. Police confirmed they had received multiple reports of concern for Philly's safety. A search was quietly launched, though officials declined to give details. His mother released a heartbreaking statement through a family friend. "He's a good son, a kind person. He just got caught in something too big. We just want him home." Fans rallied outside his management office holding signs that read, "Justice for Philly" and "Tell us the truth." Celebrities began weighing in, some offering prayers, others subtly hinting that they too knew things weren't right. The entertainment world was shaken then. Late that night, there was one final twist. A new post appeared on Philly's official Instagram, the account that had been inactive for weeks. It was a simple black and white image with the words, "The truth will come out soon." No caption, no hashtags. Just that. The post gained millions of likes within hours. Fans speculated whether it was really him or someone else controlling the account. But the message reignited hope. Maybe Philly wasn't gone after all. Over the next few days, strange things began happening. Leaked footage from an unknown source showed a blurred figure resembling Philly entering a recording studio late at night. A security guard claimed he'd seen him in person but refused to comment further. Then came a tweet from a verified journalist breaking young Philly preparing major announcement. Stay tuned. People lost their minds. Social media became a frenzy of theories. Was he about to expose the entire entertainment industry? Would he reunite with Chunkz? Or was it all leading to a shocking twist no one could predict? Finally, 1 week later, a premiere link appeared on his YouTube channel. The title read, "The Truth, Full Story Official Documentary." Scheduled to go live in 24 hours, it promised the unfiltered truth behind everything that happened. The description simply said, no edits, no scripts, no lies. The countdown began and the internet went into overdrive. Everyone, fans, media, even celebrities, waited in suspense. Some said it would be a comeback. Others feared it was a final goodbye. And when the clock finally hit 0, millions tuned in, hearts pounding, waiting to hear his voice again. The screen faded from black to static, and then just as his face appeared, the video cut out. Instead, a message appeared. This video has been removed due to legal reasons. The chat exploded with disbelief. Viewers screamed, "What's going on?" And they silenced him again. Screenshots flooded Twitter within seconds. The video was gone, replaced by a notice from YouTube saying it violated ongoing legal investigations. Theories multiplied instantly. Some said it was the government. Others blamed powerful entertainment executives. A few even believed Chunkz had intervened to protect both of them. But no one truly knew. In the following days, neither Philly nor Chunkz made any further public appearances. Their social media remained untouched. And yet, every few weeks, a new rumor would surface, someone claiming to have seen Philly abroad, or heard whispers about an upcoming tell-all book. The mystery of what really happened after young Philly's arrest became one of the biggest unsolved sagas in modern entertainment. Fans kept his name trending for months, refusing to let the story fade. And though the world never got clear answers, one thing was certain. The night he was arrested wasn't the end of his story. It was the beginning of something much bigger, darker, and far more powerful than anyone had ever imagined. Some say he's still out there, working in silence, building something new. Others believe he walked away from fame for good. But everyone agrees on one thing. Young Philly changed the game forever. And whatever truth he was trying to tell, it's still out there. It's waiting to be revealed. And just like that, the story of young Philly became more than just gossip. It became legend. A tale of fame, friendship, betrayal, and the price of truth. Even now, no one really knows what happened after that final message. Was he silenced? Or did he choose to disappear on his own terms? Is he plotting a comeback? Or did he finally find peace away from the spotlight? The questions keep piling up, and the silence only makes them louder. Fans are still divided. Some believe he'll return with a massive expose that'll shake the entire industry, while others think the truth is too dangerous to ever come out. But one thing's certain, the world hasn't heard the last of young Philly. Not by a long shot. So what do you think really happened? Was it betrayal, manipulation, or something much deeper hiding behind the scenes? Drop your theories in the comments right now, because we're reading everything. If you think you've figured out the truth, tell us below, and who knows? Your comment might be featured in our next video. Don't forget to hit that like button if you've been following the drama from the start. Subscribe for more deep dives into the wildest celebrity stories. And turn on notifications so you never miss what's coming next. This story isn't over, and trust us, you're going to want to be here when the next chapter begins.